Hey guys, this is Shereé, and today's video is actually my fall foundation routine. I have found that right now I'm in the transition of losing my summer tan and going to my winter yellow, and so I have had to figure out a combination of foundations that I can mix together that work really well for my skin, and I will be sharing with you the two that work the best as far as keeping me matte and flawless for the entire day. So if you're interested to know how I achieved this foundation look, please keep on watching. I am first starting out with the Too Faced Primed in Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. I really love this. I have used this with most of my foundations and it seems to play nice with all of them. So I really appreciate that. Please forgive me, I'll be looking in my viewfinder as well as a handheld mirror so that I can face the camera. I'm just smoothing this out on my entire face. If you are a person with oily skin, you may really enjoy this. I do. I'm extremely oily, and it definitely helps me to keep my foundation on all day long. So it's a win for me. Okay, so I'm going to take the foundation that I bought to go along with that primer, and this one is the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation infused with peach and sweet fig cream. It's oil-free, 14-hour wear, oil controlling, and photo-friendly, and this is the color Mocha, and during the summer it was my perfect shade. So I'm going to squirt this on the back of my hand and mix it with one of my other favorite foundations. I'm just doing one pump. And let's get that other foundation. The other foundation is an oldie but goodie. This one is my Studio Fix Fluid Foundation with SPF 15, and this is a MAC foundation. It is my favorite. This is my winter shade, which is NC45. NC45. So I'm just going to go ahead and I need to get I say this every time I use this. I need to get a pump for this foundation, but I'm going to drop about the same amount as I did of the Too Faced, and then I am going to use my finger to swirl it around, and then I'll swipe it across my cheeks, forehead, and everywhere else that I plan to use foundation today. Okay, so now that it's all over my face, I'm going to be taking my Morphe foundation brush. It's an M439, and I'm going to just use it to buff the foundation into my skin and cover up some of these imperfections. I love this brush because it does the job really quickly. Definitely blends it in. Both of these foundations are full coverage foundations, and I love that they play nice together. But using them with this brush is just so convenient because it works so well and it doesn't eat up all the product. So I really love this brush. If you don't have one, you should really invest in getting one. So now that my foundation is on, I'm going to go ahead and move on to concealer, and today I'll be using my NARS concealer, and this is in medium dark caramel. This is the Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I love this. It's a very good concealer. It covers most problems that I have. I mostly use this under my eyes, and occasionally I will use some to brighten up my forehead and chin area, but for today I'm just focusing on under the eyes. I am smoothing it out, pretty much melting the product with my finger, but I will also go in with a beauty blender to make sure it's completely blended out. Okay. So I'm just using this to kind of help blend out the concealer and melt it with the foundation. As you can see, it's only a shade lighter than my skin color, and I like that because it brightens just enough. It doesn't make it too light so that I have a hard time blending it out. I'm going over my foundation on my smile lines because I find that when I do this, it helps to clear those fine lines so that my foundation doesn't settle in them. For the most part, I don't have that problem with these foundations, but just in case. Okay, so now that that's on, I'm going to go ahead and set my concealer with some powder, and today I'll be using my Sasha Buttercup powder. I like this powder because as a woman of color, sometimes those translucent powders that are out there aren't really translucent on my skin, so I end up having to use something else that has a little bit of a yellow undertone to it, and this is a yellow powder. And so I'm going to go ahead and set the under eye as well as around my nose and my forehead and chin, the areas where I generally get super oily. Okay, so now that I have that concealer set, I'm going to go in with my powder brush and my favorite face powder. It is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Ultra Definition Powder in medium dark golden. And I'm going to go ahead and powder my entire face. And after a couple of seconds of swirling this around on my face, I am going to go ahead and knock away that translucent powder under my eyes using this powder. Okay, so my powder is on and it's time to do the fun thing, and that is bronze up the face. For me, I find this the best part because it takes you from a blank canvas to giving you some shape to your face, and that is so much fun for me. And today I will be using my Becca bronzer. I am using the Eponema Sun. I love this bronzer. It is my absolute favorite. It's funny because I went to go get this for my sister for her birthday, and it was completely sold out in Sephora, and the only ones they had are the really light bronzers, which are really not suited to people that have this much I don't know, color to their skin, so I wasn't able to pick that up for her, but that's okay. As you can see, it brought some life back to my face. Love that stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to go on to blush. And today I will be mixing two blushes. It's funny because I really don't even know what colors these are because the information is no longer on the back of them. But this one I know for a fact is an Ofra blush. I don't know the color, but it's kind of a peachy mauve color. And then right next to it is this really beautiful like rosy color. I'm going to mix the two, and I'm going to use that as my blush. Alright, so that is my blush and my bronzer. Now it's time to highlight. Today what I'm using to highlight is my Becca highlighter in Prosecco Pop. I really love this. Got this in a BoxyCharm, and I've been using it a lot lately. It's a beautiful gold color. It's definitely brown girl friendly, so if you haven't tried it yet, you really should. But I'll be using one of my Morphe brushes. It's my M510 to highlight. Okay, I'm going to put some on my nose. So now that my foundation, bronzer, blush, and highlighter on, I'm going to go ahead and set my makeup. And I will be using my Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. This is for oil control, and I find that it does a pretty good job, so I'm very happy with it. But I shake it up, and then I spritz. Okay guys, so there you have it. This is my foundation, and this is my go-to everyday makeup foundation routine for the fall so far. It might change. I'm sure that my skin will probably lighten up a couple more shades, and so I'll check back in with you with a winter foundation routine. But yeah, so if you haven't tried any of these products that I mentioned and showed you here in this video, you should really check them out. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate you watching this video, and I hope you have a great day.